Haaland and KDB are back, and we simply have to buy one of them. Welcome to the Gianni Gw23 YouTube show. Hope you guys are well. Game week 22 saw De Bruyne start and get 70 minutes. Haaland come off the bench for 20. Are we thinking they're now both good for a start against Brentford? Well, yeah, there's a good chance they are. And with that in mind, we have to focus our attention on Man City players, guys. They are scoring goals for fun. In the last 6 Premier League games, they've scored 2 every time. They're racking up the points in FPL. And De Bruyne looks so sharp. Like, I don't know how confident I am about Haaland's start just yet. Good chance. But De Bruyne feels really likely. Getting 70 minutes under his belt was so good. And when we look at that performance in the week against Burnley, we know he was playing super high, just off Alvarez. Like, it's pretty much a front two. And with Haaland and De Bruyne, that chemistry they have is so useful. So look, Man City, there's so many reasons to invest. The fixtures are amazing, right? It's Brentford away, Everton at home. They then have a double game week of 2 home fixtures. Now, loads of us with triple captainships will be looking at Man City attackers. De Bruyne or Haaland will be popular triple captain options. It's Bournemouth away, it's Man United at home. It looks so tasty. So look, reasons to buy Man City. Fixtures are there, form is there, the title is there to be won. They can't afford to drop points because it's a real 3-horse race. And the 2 big guns are now fit. The 2 big guns are now fit, and that is huge. Guys, we have to talk about captaincy with Man City as well. Like, a big reason for me why I'm looking at why I need to go big on Man City, and I'm talking Haaland and De Bruyne here. I own De Bruyne, and I might be buying. I'll talk about my transfer plans in just a second. But what about captaincy? Captaincy is huge in FPL. We know it is. So when we look at a captaincy matrix for the next 4 or 5 game weeks, let's do that. Let's do that. How many times in the next 4 or 5 game weeks are we going to be captaining Man City players? Well, let's have a look. In game week 23, the popular options will be City attackers versus Brentford away. You could look at Richarlison, who goes to Everton. Could look at Gordon, home to Luton. Gordon's fantastic at home. Palmer at home to Wolves. But you're gonna see that and go, Arsenal play Liverpool, rule those teams out. I think the vast majority are going to want a Man City attacker. Now, Alvarez and Foden, I'm not sure we fully trust, but Haaland and De Bruyne especially, now we're confident of starts, reasons to buy. Game week 23, I'm sure my captain's going to be in that direction at Man City. Game week 24, well, City have Everton at home. You could go to a Liverpool attacker of Burnley at home, to be fair. Like, I think there'll be a lot that go Darwin or Jota. Richarlison goes to Brighton, another differential punt, but again, Man City will be in the thinking in 24. I'll probably go for a Liverpool attacker myself. Game week 25, again, it's a Liverpool attacker if they double, or a Man City attacker if they with their double. That's confirmed. And Man City's games, 2 are at home. So I think the majority will go to Haaland or De Bruyne. And with that in mind, triple captainships are going to be in play. It could be the time to triple captain because there's not too many doubles this season. And for many of us, like me, I'll be using around the big doubles, bench boost and free hit. So I'm pretty sure I'll be triple captain in game week 25, a Man City attacker. Game week 26, it's a blank, but City play. They play Bournemouth. Watkins will be popular maybe against Forest, but most will go for a City player away to Bournemouth. So look, that's just the next 4 game weeks. Look, if we go to 5 game weeks, then game week 27, the Manchester derby at the Etihad. Saka has Sheffield United, Spurs have Palace, Liverpool have Forest away. I think a lot, again, will go Haaland or De Bruyne. So look, captaincy matrix looks really good. Of course it does, for another reason why you should be investing big in Man City attackers. Now, if you do this and you have a Haaland and a De Bruyne, which is something I want to get to, I've got Foden too, you probably can't have Salah and Trent, right? You might be able to have one of them, but you probably can't have both. Now, guys, I am committing to going without Salah and Trent for the time being. Look, we'll see my team in a sec. Should we have a quick bit of reflection? I don't want to hang around on this, guys. This is going to be super quick. How did game week 22 go for you guys? I hope you had a better game week than I did. In moments like this, you just have to go, you're unlucky, move on. Forget about it. Don't moan about it. And you're lucky there's another game week 2 days away. Because When the next game week is 2 weeks away, which is what we've had a little bit in January, it's tough. It's a bitter pill to swallow. But get on, move fast, and game week 23, you wipe the slate clean. So I had a terrible week. Like, look at these points, guys. Like, you can see why I'd be slightly annoyed this game week. Blanks all over the shot. Estupinan with 0. Porro with 1. Palmer blanked. But the big one, guys, and you all know it. I was robbed, wasn't I? I was unlucky. Like, Darwin hit the woodwork a record of 4 times. He missed a penalty. He got a yellow card. What could have been huge points for Darwin ended up in a 2-pointer. Oh, and by the way, most that don't have Darwin had Alvarez and captained him. Rubbish. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. It is what it is. We move on. Saka and Watkins, they live to fight another day. I think I'll be holding on to them a little bit longer. So look, that's where I'm at. It's not a great week for me, but I can't complain, can I? It's a pretty good rank at the moment. I'm pretty happy. Like, where I am at the moment, I have to look at and go, yeah, you absolutely take that. So look, fair play, I'm happy. Let us know how you're ranked, guys, and how you're getting on in the comments. And thank you, guys. If you want to support me in any way, then the like button would be good this week. I could do with your likes, and I could do with your subscribes. It was a bad game week, but let's have a look at how I'm set up for game week 23, shall we? So look, the positive, the flip side: 1 free transfer, 8.8 million in the bank, and ahead of the curve on De Bruyne. I think everyone's watched De Bruyne now and gone, I need to get him in. 70 minutes, looks good. Bonus points, clean sheet point, and an assist. You take the 7, but he can get 7 in any given game and then some. Brentford, Everton, double game week, Bournemouth. It's a great run for De Bruyne. So look, I'm ahead of the curve there. Foden doesn't look quite as appealing out on the right-hand side, especially without Kyle Walker, because Walker goes into that space and Foden drifts in. When Rico Lewis is playing right back, he comes in field and Foden stays wide. And when you look at the average position map, against Burnley, Foden was very wide. Still got an assist, so we'll take it, but didn't look overly involved, did he? So look, I'm planning on keeping Foden, and I hope there's moments where he does play more narrow and Walker comes back into the team. So what am I going to do this game week? Well, look, the plan was always to get Haaland in for this game week. Will I give it another week? Possibly. Possibly. And there's 2 reasons why. 1, I'm not sure he starts. But 2, I really fancy Solanke at Forest at home. And the planned move is Solanke out, Haaland in. I could wait another week on that. And number 3 reason, I've already got double City attack. So it's not like if Haaland bangs, I'm not going to get points. Like Foden and De Bruyne will be supplying him. So sure, I could go big on City and I may well use that transfer this week. Solanke out, Haaland in. Or I may roll the transfer and use that next week. The only other move to consider is a defensive move. At the moment, I'm a little bit down at the back. Lascelles needs to be a better defender, especially with game week 26 a blank in mind. In 26, you're going to have Spurs, you're going to have Liverpool and Chelsea players on your bench if you're not using a chip, and therefore we're going to need all of our bench playing. I'm hoping Taylor's fit by then, but Lascelles, he's not in the first team. The problem is, when I sell Lascelles, I want to buy a player that I know is playing in game week 29. Another blank game week. And we won't know that till around game week 24. I do wonder, 4 million Bradley at Liverpool, is he worth an option? Because I've just told you guys I'm going to be going without Trent and Salah. So I could go Bradley if we think he's going to play right back and Trent plays in midfield. I'm not sure. We need to see another few games of Trent and Bradley both being fit and see what Klopp does. But Bradley was super impressive. Look, of course, Trent's first choice, but there is a world in which Bradley and Trent both play. So maybe I need to give that one another week or 2. The long-term plans with this team, guys. I mentioned Haaland, right? I definitely want Haaland. He'll be coming in for Solanke. But I also want Jota. And Pascal Gross has been a bad buy. So I've got enough money to go Solanke to Haaland, Jota in for Gross, and then Lascelles to a 4.2 or below. Well, fortunately, Bradley's 4.0. If I don't go there, who's the lad at Everton? Who's the centre-back at Everton? I forget his name. I owned him earlier. This Branthwaite. Branthwaite's 4.1, I think. So I've got options, and that's, I think, the direction I'm going to be heading in. So this week will either be a roll of the transfer, or it will be, I think, Haaland in, or possibly a defender move. I could go Pascal Gross to Jota straight away. But again, if I do that, it's another benching dilemma. Like, I don't really want to bench any of those attackers. Saka, Darwin, Palmer. At the moment, I'm starting Taylor at home to Fulham instead of Gabriel. I think Liverpool are scoring. Arsenal are going to concede, but I don't see Taylor actually starting. He's been out and we don't know when he's going to be back, and he wasn't on the bench for Burnley midweek. So again, I think Gabriel probably comes in. In goal, Dubravka's the easier decision again this week. So look, that's how I'm set. What about captaincy? Well, I did my captaincy matrix earlier on in the show, didn't I? I think if I buy Haaland, I could still very easily captain De Bruyne, and that's purely because I'm worried about Haaland not starting. Could Pep start Alvarez again because Alvarez just got a brace? Do you know what? If Alvarez had got 90 minutes right against Burnley on his birthday for his hat trick, I'd be like, oh, Alvarez got 90, he bought Foden off, he bought De Bruyne off, they're ready to start on Monday night against Brentford. But the fact he didn't give Alvarez 90 to get his hat-trick, and he bought Alvarez off at 85, makes me question whether he wants Alvarez to have a little rest. It's only 5 minutes, but with added time, it's more like 10, 12. He wants Alvarez to have that little break, that little rest, because he knows Alvarez is starting against Brentford. If Alvarez wasn't going to start against Brentford, you'd just keep him on. Let him get his hat-trick. I don't know. And if Alvarez starts against Brentford, then Haaland doesn't. That's a little theory at the back of my mind. Look, Haaland's still a very good buy this week. Half an hour against Brentford, yeah, you still take it. Brentford just conceded 3 to Spurs. It could have been more. They're all over the place at the moment, Brentford. So I still like the move, but I just think De Bruyne for the minutes play could be where I go for captaincy this week. But look, it's going to be a Man City attacker. They're amazing. Look, you could punt on a Liverpool attacker away at Arsenal, having seen Liverpool have scored 4 goals in their last 3 Premier League games. But no, it's a fixture I just can't call. So look, captaincy for me will be Man City. I still don't know if it's De Bruyne or Haaland. Let me know in the comments, guys, who you're going to captain. I think many of you will be looking at buying De Bruyne in this week, and with that, captaining him. By the way, guys, Man City defenders, if you're buying them, I'd be a little bit worried about rotation now. Akanji's fit. Stones is fit. Ake's fit. Diaz is fit. Gvardiola's fit. Walker looked to be the only nailed player, but he's got personal issues and was rotated out, right? So Walker's not now nailed for the next few weeks. The centre-backs could be any combination, but looks like Stones and Ake could be favoured. Ake's been playing really well this season at left centre-back. Gvardiol at left-back's been great, but if he rotates Gvardiol and plays Ake at left-back so he can accommodate a Diaz or an Akanji, that could happen. I just feel the rotation with Man City defenders, you could go into a double game week and get a start and a benching from any of them. That's why I quite like Man City triple attack, for loads of other reasons too. But another reason why I was happy to commit to Man City triple attack is I feel like Foden, De Bruyne and Haaland will start both in the double game week. I'm not sure about any defender. Ederson. But again, they're conceding sloppy goals. Do you remember last season they did it a lot? They win games, they're comfortable, 3-0 up, and they go and concede in the last 5-10 minutes. I predicted Burnley would concede late. I very nearly tweeted at the start of the game, when City went 2-0 up or 1-0 up, what minute will Burnley concede? What minute will Man City concede in? I was going to do a Twitter poll. I didn't write it in the end. 85, 90 or 95. It was inevitable. They were going to concede a pointless goal with a really comfortable scoreline. So just monitor that. Triple City attack for me. It means I'll probably only have double Liverpool if they double in 25. But remember, they'll also blank in 26. That will ease the burden. No Trent, no Salah for me. I think I'm all right with that. Jota and Darwin, I think, can cover some of those points. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. And did you enjoy the deadline stream, by the way? I've been doing deadline streams when I'm not working at Sky around the deadline, which I think I am in game week 24 and 5, but not in 23. So deadline stream for me again on Saturday morning. So come and join that. Loads of fun. Get your questions answered. And I'll see you very soon. Thanks, guys.